Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
Hello friends and my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we will take a second look at the special Christmas clan called Kivak. We will discuss which traits may be great for the female and male champion. But very first, since we didn't check out their clan trait in the previous first look video, we will start today's video by doing so. Let's get to it. So, I've heard this clan trait has been updated. So instead of 6.9% increase of enemies damage taken, it is currently just 4%. Anyways, allow me to read and explain the updated clan trait for you all. Kivak's clan trait is called Impair, and it will basically increase the enemy's damage taken by 4% for 4 seconds when normal attacks or skill attacks land on them. This stacks up to 3 layers. It sounds great, even though I wish the percentage remained at the previous 6.9%. But well, at least it can stack up to 3 times. That means the enemies can get a 4% increase of damage taken multiplied by 3, and this enemy debuff lasts for 4 seconds. I wonder if the duration stacks itself or renews itself too. That can make a significant difference to the clan trait, you know. But it doesn't say anything about it. If you know the answer or have an idea about this, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Let us move on to discuss their potential traits. I think we should start with the female this time. So as we know from earlier, her active skill is the pure damage dealer, the passive skill serves as a buff and healer, while the ultimate is a complete buff type of skill. And honestly, as she may have a lot to offer in especially the ultimate skill, I'd recommend trying out a trait called Focused for her. A level 18 Focused will increase the energy gain rate by 22% for the first 10 seconds of the battle. So adding this trait helps her launch more skills earlier in the battle. She is basically given a head start to use her skills. Now, as for the second trait, we cannot possibly allow ourselves to waste all this wonderful damage potential. I am referring to her active skill primarily. As the damage it deals is strength based, the best option for her will be Brutal in my opinion. A level 22 Brutal trait will increase the strength by 45%, which is quite a lot if you think about it. It is very close to 50%, which would mean if she normally dealt 100 damage points, then she would deal 150 damage. Now, just lower the calculation a pinky bit, and it would be closer to the damage of a 45% strength increase. Well, there is a crystal clear reason to why we keep recommending this skill over and over again. Okay, let's discuss which traits to put on her next. To be honest, for the next 2 slots I have a couple of ideas or options of trait combinations, aka paths. The first path you can choose is the balanced build. I am calling it balanced because it is nothing too crazy or risky. We are more trying to make it a stable and durable build. So if you choose this path, then additionally to Focused and Brutal, I would recommend you put Agile and Honorable as the 3rd and 4th slots. A level 18 Agile trait will increase the attack speed by 22%, and level 18 Honorable increases the total damage reduction by 23%. With this trait combo, our champion will have damage, attack speed, an increase of damage reduction, as well as a head start. It is very balanced like I said. Now, the second path you can take is more of an all-out damage dealer type of build. It will have the previous traits I mentioned, aka Focused and Brutal. And additionally, I will add another strength-based trait, which I think we all may have forgotten about. Aggressive. Yep. This one will increase the strength by 1.69% for each attack made, and it caps at 20%. I was considering some other strength-related trait, but then I came to realize just how suitable this one looks. She can become quite strong in the end, you know, and some of her skills also increases the attack speed if I remember correctly. Yeah, the ultimate skill increases the attack speed by a stunning 40% for 7 seconds. And faster attacks equals to more attacks, which equals to a higher strength percentage buff from this trait. Well, feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comment section below. Let's fill in the last slot for this one, which I believe should be the trait called Ambitious. This one is very similar to the very first trait I recommended for the first path. Only difference is that instead of giving a percentage-based energy gain rate for the first 10 seconds of the battle, this trait will give the champion an additional 240 energy for the first 10 seconds after battle starts, which is once again also an instant head start for to use the skills earlier in the battle. This all being said and done, let's move over to discuss the male now. The male champion is the one with the active skill, which switches back and forth from marksman to warrior and warrior to marksman. So I personally think it's quite an interesting champion, to be honest. To recap a little, his active skill deals damage and throws special debuffs on the enemy, depending on which form he's currently in. The passive skill gives buffs, depending on which form the champion is in, and keeps the buff from the previous form for 3 seconds after switching form. His ultimate skill again gives some sort of buff, as well as gives immunity for 8 seconds. So from the bat, I can already see we will need Brutal for this champion. I'm saying this because of his active skill, which does hand us a pretty good amount of damage. 520%. So I obviously do not want to waste the potential of an entire skill. The second trait I think will work well on him is actually aggressive. He is a very speedy type, as we can tell from the passive skill of his. The buff is only given in the marksman form, so keeping him on the marksman form in the very beginning, before switching, would max out the aggressive trait. And for those who don't remember from earlier, the aggressive trait will for each attack made increase the strength of our champion by 1.69%, and this can go all the way up to 20%. So I really hope I made my point clear. Time for his third trait now. Now, as for his third trait, I will actually suggest putting the new Corbett Clan's trait. If I remember correctly, I think it is called Plume Dance, and this trait will increase our champion's critical damage by 111% for 15 seconds when the battle starts. But the effect is not stackable though, keep that in mind. Anyways, I think this will help us boost up his damage dealing quite a bit. 15 seconds is also not bad for such a big buff of 111%. It is more than doubling the critical damage, you know. By the way, if you do not possess either a legendary or mythic champion of the Corbett clan, then I have a couple of other trait suggestions for you. As a replacement for Plume Dance, you can put either Focused or Agile. It is all about preference as to whether you prefer having more energy within the first 10 seconds or whether you want more attack speed to help the aggressive trait max out faster. If I couldn't put the Corbett clan trait myself, then I would personally try out the Focus trait for this slot, just purely based on gut feeling. Anyways, let us add a trait to the last slot of his. Now that we have put so much damage related stuffs, I would want to increase his durability, to be honest. It would really suck if you got one shot at 5 seconds into the battle, you know. So to fix this possibly arising issue, I will suggest us putting Honorable for the last slot of his. Honorable increases the total damage reduction by 23%. In this way, we have made it harder for the opponent to kill our champion. Now, what do you think about the traits I've suggested for both the male and female Christmas champions? Is there anything you think I should change to the trait combinations? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And by the way, which champion would you summon for? Me personally, I think I would really want to try out the male. He is just a very unique and cool champion, like I probably have mentioned a lot of times. And I feel like he can be built in many different ways, and that does kinda give him more worth and potential altogether. I'm not saying the female is bad though, she can probably be great on the battlefield as well. Everything being said and done, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like and subscribe to show your support to the channel or to keep up with our future uploads. Have an amazing day everyone, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye!